everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lori and I'm the face behind Entre Tejidos Crochet, where we embrace the crazy crochet chaos. Today's video is everything I made in January 2026. And to be honest, I thought I had not made a lot of plushies because I was looking at the box that I typically store them in so that when I get to film this video, I know what to pull from. The problem was that most of the makes weren't making it into the box because I was placing them here. So if you've seen my videos for a while, I think last year I started out with like a ladder over here where I would put plushies. I moved that ladder over to the living room and I placed it next to the couch. And as I was making a lot of these plushies, I was just putting them on the ladder. Others, they would just come and live in the box until this moment. Then when I was like, but I've made a bit more plushies, and I was like, whoa, wait, you haven't brought in the ones that are on the ladder. At the time that I'm filming this, it is February 6th, and I already have 2 new animals on that ladder, and I'm excited for that. I want to see like how many of these I'm able to make throughout the month and just like fill up the ladder. I don't know why. Maybe it's the ADHD crafter enemy that likes like, okay, I'm making all of this sort of progress. These types of videos are divided into 3 categories. The first one is patterns that I've tested. The other category is kind of like a mishmash because it used to be patterns that I've had in my stash that I pull out the pattern and make it for the first time. I've also added in patterns that I bought new in this like month and immediately made them, or they are crochet along patterns. So I've done a couple of crochet alongs, not only designed for them, but like actually participate in crochet alongs. So the patterns that I finished during that month that belong to crochet alongs will be in that second category. And the third category is my own patterns. So patterns that I'm either revamping or I have revisited, those will be in that category. Before we get into all of that, in the description box below, you will find a lot of links. All the pattern links will be in the description box. If I can't link the pattern, I'll link the designer so that you can go check out their profile. You'll also find my Premier Yarns affiliate link. This link does not add any extra charge to your purchase. It just earns a little bit of a commission for me so that I can continue to do this, continue to get some more yarn and do and make all these cuties alongside with you. First category is patterns that I've tested. All right, so I did start out the month with a bang because most of the patterns that I tested were towards the beginning of the month. I was able to test Taco the Tiger by Crochet by Beck, and this is the one that I made in unconventional. I just think of him like a flaming hot Cheeto because of the colors that I chose. This is hot coral mixed in with teal and shell. All of them are basics chenille, and I used 35mm eyes by Stitch by D, and I'm just like obsessed with him. He is so cute, so cute. For Crochet by Beck, I also tested her Dorito the duck. Yes, the pattern does include how to make the bonnet, and it's just the most adorable thing ever. I used Cosmic Camo basic, this is basic chenille tie-dye with mustard, and this is mustard in Parfait Chunky. And for this one, I used 25mm eyes by Stitch by D as well, and he's just too adorable. So these are the two that I've been able to do so far by Crochet by Beck. And then since Crochet by Beck was nearing her 3K, she released a free pattern, and this is Frito, the duckling, and it's more or less in line with this one, but smaller. This one works up in like less than 20 minutes, and it's adorable. Personally, I've left him faceless or like eyeless because I think it just looks, I don't know, cuter. And this is like the size comparison. I did use the same hook. I used a 7mm hook, but look, can you see, like, adorable. So adorable. I also got to test for just a mom crocheting, and this is Terry the turtle and baby Terry the turtle. So, or mini Terry or tiny Terry, just like mine, but it's spelled differently. I got picked to test this pattern out, and then I think she was at a milestone. I don't recall what sort of number she had achieved, but she was going to release this one for free, and she asked the testers that were testing this one to help test this. So that's why I was able to make both in the same colors. This is Pistachio by Parfait Chunky, and the shell is the darker green part of the Parfait Chunky fruits, the apple one. And I think, like, I don't know, these colors together are amazing. The eyes that I used for this one are 25mm eyes by Chronically Crochets, or Chronically Abby. I realized the other day that she changed her name, and I'm like mind blown because I know she did it some time ago, but I only just realized that she's Chronically Crochets and not Chronically Abby. So if I say Chronically Crochets or Chronically Abby, I'm talking about the same person, the same amazing person. So these two were also pattern tests. So far, 5 plushies that were part of pattern tests. For Chronically Abby, Chronically Crochets, I tested her seal, and this is a pattern for one of the many crochet alongs that Abby is part of. Not like I'm in those crochet alongs, because I am in those crochet alongs. It's like whenever there's a crochet along, Amigurumi Pali, myself, Hooked with Lauren, Chronically Crochets, and I know I'm missing a couple more. We're like in those crochet alongs. So I got to test the seal, and the pattern does come with like a little fishy thing to add to the flipper, but I did not have enough time to test it. I just had time to make the whole thing. And I added some felt details. These are by ADH Crafted, and you know, just to make them even more cuter since I wasn't able to make the fish. And the final thing that I tested was Samoa the cat. The pattern is by Hooked with Love 23, and it's for a crochet along as well. And I had like half a skein of Bernat left, and I was able to finish her entirely, and I still had yarn left. So even though she looks like a pretty standard size, you barely use enough, you barely use a lot of yarn to make her. I also used Felt by ADHD Crafted, and we have a little pink kitty. The thing that I'm obsessed with is, look at that tummy. Oh my goodness, he's so cute. It reminds me, you know how toddlers are typically like pudgy? They have like their tummies. That's what they remind me of. The tummy reminds me of toddlers. So all in all, I got to test 7 patterns. Taking into consideration all the other things that I was able to make in the month, testing 7 patterns was whoa. And moving into the second category are either stash patterns, patterns that I bought in that month and immediately made, or crochet along patterns. And these are 2 Bubs by the lovely, the super talented Oddball Crochets. I believe this was for the Winter Whimsy Crochet Along, and this one was for the Hearts and Fibers Crochet Along. And the fact that weekend, I was like blown away. The fact that I was able to make the astronaut, I made the seal, and I finished Frito. The fact that I made all those 3 plushies in one day, I was like, whoa. So I made this in red. This is Bernat Blanket Crimson with mushroom as an accent and pewter. And to be honest, I want to make more in like every single color. In fact, I might list it on my Etsy as like, you know, you pick the main color and I'll do the rest sort of thing. And then I also did the Love Bug Bud. Try saying that 3 times really, really fast. And I used a lot of scrap yarn. This is hibiscus and basic chenille, cotton candy. I forgot the name of this one. I don't know if it's pink lemonade or it's one of the lighter orangey peachy color. And then remember the kitty cat, Samoa the cat. This, I was able to make her wings using the same sort of yarn. The yarn is Bernat Blanket Rosy Fields, if I'm not mistaken. It's the frosting one. And like it has little tones of like peachy, like a darker mauve color, another pink and whatnot. So it does pull everything together. Her face, this is felt, and it is by ADHD Crafted, or ADH Crafted, I think it is. And just, I mean, look at these cuties, oh my goodness. And then moving into the 3rd category, which is my patterns. Be it that I designed the pattern this month, or I revisited it as like a sort of revamp, or I just wanted to make it. And I've made a lot of my own patterns. So I'm just going to pull them out. You'll see that I've made multiples of the same one, mainly because these were for releasing my own patterns. Bear that in mind. Starting off strong, we have a Yuri unicorn, and it was inspired by lovey-dovey, you know, Valentine's Day. She is bubblegum. No, not bubblegum. This is cotton candy, eggplant, and a lot of different pinks. I know that one of them is acai smoothie. The other one is hibiscus. There's bright pink. There's candied apple in the lovely, lovely curls. The eyes are by me. This is an unreleased color because I did take the colors for, like I did take pictures for the listings, but I just haven't gotten around to listing them. But this is one Yuri unicorn. Then we have our second Yuri unicorn, and this one was more of a like beach inspired sort of theme, and the color is almond butter navy with this is lagoon, peacock, or dragonfly, I mean, sundown, and this one is rain as accent colors, and the eyes are by Stitch by D. And the last Yuri unicorn is actually like the original version of like a unicorn. This is cream with fog, and then cotton candy, sunshine, mint, light blue, and lilac. And the eyes are by Stitch, oops, Stitch by D. Just look at these cuties. Look, 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 look. Here are all the Yuri unicorns that I made last month. These were the ones that were popping up on the ladder as I was making them. Then I also made a hazel horse with fur yarn, and I mean, I can't even. The color is chestnut with marshmallow and seal. And the blue is country blue, I believe, from Parfait Chunky. And then the fur is faux fur yarn from Premier Yarns. And the color is chinchilla. This is one of the eyes that I've designed but haven't listed on my Etsy yet. It's like 3 colors. It shifts from like a blue to a gold to a bronze color. Just look, he's just too much, too much. And here we have the other hazel horse. This is more inspired by Apple Dumpling, one of the My Little Pony ponies. I used, this is pistachio, no, not pistachio. This is green apple, mint, and key lime mixed in with candied apple and bright pink. And then I added, ooh, this one is falling off. I need to fix that. So the little bows are made in Sunshine, and the eyes are by Stitch by D. Normally you would see 3 of these, but the first one I made, my mom snatched it, so I don't have it anymore. But here they are, 2 hazels. And then I made a chocolate calliope cow. I used chocolate and cocoa with, I don't recall, like, I was never able to find the color way of this one. I don't know if it's a different tone for espresso, but typically espresso is darker than chocolate. So I don't know if it was like a different dye for chocolate. It's not Harvest. It's not the other browns that Premier's Parfait Chunky has. And I could be wrong, but I don't believe I've bought browns from Hobie Yarn. So I don't think that's the case. Regardless, the colors are all so cute together. This yellow is mustard, and the eyes are by Chronically Abby. Look at that. And I also made a strawberry cow. Well, strawberry inspired cow. This is cotton candy, bubblegum, poppy, and hibiscus. And this is goblin. And just look, 2 more cows. I would have 4 calliopes, but the classic black and white cow that I made, plus the teal and purple one that I made, I'll insert a picture of somewhere around here, my mom grabbed them, so I don't have them here. But technically, I did make the teal and the black and white one in December, and then I made these 2 in January. And then last but not least, I was able to finish a lazy farmhouse blanket for my niece, and I'll insert the pictures and the reel on the screen. I am obsessed with how it turned out. And even though I wasn't able to finish the blanket in January, I did make a lot of progress in January, and it's the same blanket, the lacy farmhouse blanket, but I'm making it in blanket yarn. This is basic chenille in spring and key lime, and I'm making it as like a really big blanket for my son. I also have the yarn to make a second one for my other son, but once we're done with this, we are moving into the other one. I don't want to have 2 half-finished blankets lying around. So yeah. Adding a 4th category to this video is I've designed some patterns, but I can't show you yet. And in that category, I have two patterns that have been designed in January, but I can't show you yet. So all told, I made 20 different items. Considering that, you know, we went back to school really early in January and designing patterns and pattern testing, 20 items is a lot for sure. And February is starting off much of the same way with a lot of makes. So if you liked this sort of content, please look forward to next month's video, February, like everything I made in February, to see what I've been up to. If you like crochet content in general, consider subscribing to the channel, liking the video, commenting down below, sharing the video. Every little bit really does help. That'll be it for now, and I will see you in next week's vlog.